sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the birthplace of rock and roll, where the ceremonial guitar has been smashed. We're ready for football at Huntington Bank Field here in Cleveland. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. On the visitor's sideline, there's the Bengals head coach, Zach Taylor. On the other side, it's Kevin Stefanski, the head coach of the Browns since 2020. So what lies in store for these teams this season? The talking's done. We're about to find out. It's week 1, and off we go on EA Sports. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin then. So here come the Bengals. And, Greg, there is no denying the talent of this man. Joe Burrow led the league in passing yards and touchdowns a season ago. First run of the game here for Chase Brown. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line. From 31, here is 2nd and 4. Working out of the gun, Burrow. A quick slant taken by Chase. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. They'll run the sneak. And he's only going to be able to get back to the line. That's all. 3 plays to start. Quick 4th down.
No gain on a quarterback sneak? That's pretty surprising, Mike, anytime we see that happen. There just aren't many plays in the NFL that we consider to be automatic. The quarterback sneak is normally pretty close.
This brought in out past the 20. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the veteran, still go, former Super Bowl MVP, comeback player of the year in 2023, it's Joe Flacco.
Mike, isn't there just something different about week 1 of the NFL season? I mean, after months of anticipation, debate, speculation, it all gets settled on the field. New coaches, new teams, rookies playing their first time. Man, it's just an exciting time of year, and I'm pumped to be calling it alongside you.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. It is 3rd and long.
Makes it 3rd down and 12 yards to go.
Flacco to throw. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. The rookie from A&M, Shamar Stewart, the first-round pick, making an instant impact, a sack here in the season opener. So on 4th down, the lefty, Corey Bojorquez, to punt for Cleveland. As this drive quickly stalled out, so he's on to punt it away. And it'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. So, Greg, on come the Bengals. Interesting year last year. I think folks thought they would be a Super Bowl contender. Really rough start. They had to win the last 5 just to finish over 500 at 9-8. But they do have a guy who you feel like can take them all the way in Joe Burrow.
Yeah, and I don't think any of the concern coming into the season surrounds this Cincinnati offense, Mike. I think all the concern is, can they play competitive enough defense that every game, every drive, every score is on the shoulders of Joe Burrow in this really talented offense. So they bring in Al Golden, they have a new defensive coordinator. Can he just make them average? I think average defense with this offense can get back into the picture of Super Bowl contender. But if every play and every game is going to be a shootout and Joe Burrow needs to play Superman every single game of the year, I just think it's a lot to ask, even for a quarterback of his caliber.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Now a 2nd down throw for Burrow. We'll find Brown out of the backfield. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5. That is a big play for Cincinnati. 33 yards. from the 4-yard line, trying to punch it in. First down and goal. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. That is caught by the tight end, Isaiah Likely. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Here comes a return from the 3. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So on come the Browns, and the question is, what's next? Is this a Browns franchise that was close, 11-6 in a wild card a couple of years ago? Or is it closer to last year, Greg, 3-14, where they went 8 games worse in the standings than the year before?
Yeah, and listen, this is a very simple one. For a very complicated situation, Mike, we all understand the elephant. Can they figure out the quarterback position? They make the big trade, they swing for the fences, bringing in Deshaun Watson. Clearly that hasn't worked out for a lot of reasons. And now here they are. They've got 2 young rookies. Who's going to take the control of the offense? Can Kevin Stefanski continue to work wonders with multiple quarterbacks behind center like he did, you mentioned, 2 years ago on that wild card berth? So if they can't figure out quarterback, Mike, I'm just not sure how good you can make the rest of the roster to compete, let alone compete in a really good AFC.
That's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Dax Hill. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown.
And Mike, and as bad as things seem, especially after that last play, the key to playing quarterback in this league, if you're going to allow bad plays to lead to more bad plays, you're not going to last very long. So it's the value of, hey, can you win the next play and then the play after that? Those are the guys that really make it in this league, and we're going to get a good test of it right here.
Pearson now for the PAT. He's got it. And the Bengals will extend their first quarter lead. It's now 14-0.
Browns, nothing.
After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. He'll start at the 4. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Browns offense ready to get back at it. They'll do so with 1st and 10. They'll begin with a zone read. The defense not fighting. They stay at home and they tackle him for no gain.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Here's a screen set up for 4. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Now Flacco. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. Jamar Stewart, what a way to kick off the new year. 2 sacks in the first half of the opener.
You know what they say about Murphy's Law, Mike? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. He's had a pick 6 earlier in the game. Now he takes a sack. Fortunate for him, there's a lot of football to be played, but this has been a disastrous start.
Here's Corey Bojorquez now. And John to punt for the second time in this opening quarter. The Bengals offense and running back Chase Brown headed back onto the field. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense will need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. On 1st and 10, Burrow. This one complete to Higgins. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Burrow here on 2nd down. Complete to Cooper. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
An 8-yard pickup. And the Bengals 1st down.
To throw is Burrow. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
On the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at their 49-yard.
2nd down. Burrow. They'll set up the screen to Brown. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
A gain of 9 yards. 1st down, Bengals.
On the ground, it's the veteran Zach Moss. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment. Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Throwing is Burrow. He'll look underneath here for Brown. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. He's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
1st down, Cincinnati.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
That's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7.
A gain of 7 brings
In motion goes Likely.
at the 20-yard line.
And the back judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks at the clock. Clock says 0. That's a delay of game. From the 25, here's 2nd down and 7. Now, Burrow. He's got it inside the 5. And he is taken down. A big gain on that one. Great way for them to end this opening quarter. It's Bengals football here to begin the 2nd quarter. This has been some kind of march downfield now. Can they pay it off with 6? It's 1st and goal. Brown as they good blocking, and he's in. Chase Brown. Touchdown, Bengals. This defense continuing to give up points. Greg, you've been on offenses like this. This has to feel great when you're on a roll like this.
And it's really twofold, Mike. First and foremost, just like you said, every offense in the league works all week. We want to start out fast. We want to establish some early rhythm and play our style of game. They've certainly done that. Now, on the flip side, what does it do to your opponent? It takes them completely out of their game plan, knowing this early in the game, they're chasing points.
After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. The return starts from the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. Greg, when you step back and look at this AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, their rivalry now really for a couple of decades has in so many ways defined this division, and they set the tone for everything that happens when you are in an AFC North game.
And you talk about divisions having identities, they have their culture. Really at the top, Baltimore and Pittsburgh kind of want to play a similar style game, strong on defense, great run game. Obviously, Baltimore adds the extra element with Lamar Jackson. To me, the fascinating team, though, is what kind of jump can we expect, Mike, from the Cincinnati Bengals?
I agree with you, because if you think about the toughness and the physicality, Cincinnati can put up points in an electrifying fashion, and even the 1 year Cleveland was up near the top of the division, they did that as well. But you come back to that defensive side of the ball, and when I look at these teams, Greg, I just think, man, these are defenses that can stop anybody in the league, and that's where you've got to invest in this division.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so fascinating about Cincinnati is they're kind of the outlier. They're the pass heavy, they're the spread attack, they've got unbelievable weapons on the outside. Obviously, Joe Burrow, a quarterback. But it was the defense, and you said it, their inability to be as good on the defensive side of the ball as Baltimore, as Pittsburgh, traditionally, but especially last year, is really what allowed them to be the odd man looking in when they missed the playoffs. So I think if Cincinnati can just improve a little bit on defense, they have the offense to now enter and make it a three-man race in the AFC North.
2nd and 11.
35-yard line.
Here's Flacco. He'll get this complete to Jerry Jeudy. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on 3rd and short. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. The field goal unit staying put. They're going to line up and go for this on 4th down. Flacco. Open man, left side. He's got it. He's going to pick up the Browns' first down as they find a way to keep the chains moving on 4th down.
The Browns' first down.
They'll run. This is Jerome Ford. And he's in. Jerome Ford. Touchdown, Browns. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg, could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead, and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
Round 7.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This is fielded inside the 5. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense, and they get set to take over once more. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on 4th down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. It wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime. Each team getting the ball. I am so happy, Greg, because it just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more, and you hear everyone saying, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped anyone. It was just an offensive touchdown festival. So you won a coin toss and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't gotten a stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If a game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field. A lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come overtime.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll run here with Brown. And that'll be a pickup of 3.
Jerome Baker in on the tackle.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 6.
At the 43-yard line.
Burrow. Catch left side is made by Higgins. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Cincinnati.
Burrow fires quick to Higgins. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Here's Brown. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there. Got to get this to the 25. Here's 3rd down. Back to throw. Burrow. He'll spot Higgins, who makes the grab. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a 1st down.
A gain of 14. And the Bengals 1st down.
Burrow to throw. And that one incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
He'll step up and run, and he'll take this one in. Joe Burrow. Touchdown, Cincinnati. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Browns offense ready to see what they can do. So, Greg, you start to think about, okay, who are the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that have a chance this year? Look, it happens every year. We just have to identify who they are. Who are a couple top lines for you as we start 2025 here?
You know, as I start in the AFC, I think the Cincinnati Bengals. And you got to think the way their season ended last year, they rattle off 5 wins straight, really on the back of Joe Burrow. We could have made the argument that they're a playoff team, that Joe Burrow is the best player in the league. I mean, he was incredible. Most weeks, Mike, he single-handedly carried that offense. Now, new defensive coordinator in Al Golden coming from the college ranks. Can he just make that defense in Cincinnati average? Because if they just play a little bit better with that high-profile offense, I think they're a team. They might not win the division with Baltimore, but they're going to be close and maybe at least get one of those wild card spots.
Why don't you flip it over? Who are the guys you're watching in the NFC?
You know, I think Dallas is going to find themselves, just the fact that I know the division is difficult. Obviously, Philadelphia remains really strong. Does Washington kind of regress a little bit back now in year 2? They were the high-profile, big splash team of last year. Do they regress to the median? Time will tell. But I think healthy Dallas, healthy Dak, healthy Micah Parsons, like that roster that we saw play last year, is not the roster on paper that we expected to see. So I think Dallas has a chance. I think San Francisco always is going to be a team, again, dealt with their own injuries last year with McCaffrey and all the stuff on defense. So I think San Francisco and Dallas are two perennial teams we expect to be in the playoff hunt. They missed out last year. I wouldn't be shocked to see them back in it again this year.
Working out of the gun, Burrow. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force third down. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And he puts his head down and he picks up the first down.
It's a gain of 6. First down.
Burrow now. That's the Pro Bowl corner, Denzel Ward. And he is going to score. A pick six for the touchdown. The pick six for the score. Greg, that is the one thing this offense did not want to see. And it really is demoralizing to see that happen in that spot.
Absolutely, Mike, and that's one of those cases where you just would like to see the quarterback say, all right, I'm going to live to play another day. Don't force that throw. Don't try to make a play that's not there, because not only do you turn the ball over, you give them an easy 6.
And on the other side, the defense, what a moment. Uplifting for them. Big momentum builder.
Yeah, and that's the way games are shaped in this league, Mike. I mean, you find yourself able to capitalize on a mistake by an offense. You get yourself an easy touchdown. All of a sudden, your sideline finds themselves completely rejuvenated.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. A return now from the 4. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bengals offense starting to trot out for this next possession. You know, Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye?
I think there's so many good ones, right? You talk about Stephon Diggs. He ends up in New England, and Cooper Kupp now. He's moving on to Seattle from the Rams, but I think it's the guy the Rams signed to replace him, Davante Adams. I know he's not the youngest anymore, but watching him play in New York with Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets, he can still run, he can still make every catch, he can still go up and compete at the high point. I think you put Davante Adams with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, in that offense run by Sean McVay. I think that's a sneaky, maybe not a sneaky because he's a really household name, but I think that's a great signing by the Rams.
And always interesting from the offseason, the quarterback movement and unique ties. Some of the biggest names were or now are Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, and now the guy that is going to line up behind center for Seattle, Mike, is Sam Darnold. And, of course, we all saw that incredible season he had last year in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and that really dynamic Vikings offense. So now he goes to Seattle. I think he's going to have an inspired Cooper Kupp. He was let go from the Rams. If he's healthy, he's a big weapon. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he has some pieces in that puzzle that he can push the ball downfield to. So I'm excited to see Sam. That's what everyone thought he was going to be coming out of college when he was a high draft pick of the New York Jets.
First down, Bengals.
He'll get up and clock it here, and they're set up to possibly get 3 before the break.
Field goal. A 45-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good. And the Bengals can tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well. You're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Forward on the return. The Browns take over first and 10. At their own 30.
Throwing, Flacco. Looking deep here for Tillman. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
Meanwhile, in our game, both teams have been able to move the ball effectively. It might be a question of which defense can make a stand in the second half. As we send you back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. Welcome back, everyone, for quarter number 3. He fields it at the 8. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Browns offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. Well, Greg, this is going to take a lot of self-reflection here. You build up so much for the season opener. To struggle like this has got to be a tough field.
Yeah, we've never spoken to a team before their week 1 matchup where they didn't tell us this is the best training camp they've ever had, it's the best roster they've ever had. I mean, how many times have we heard that? So in this case, though, Mike, I think you have to be careful that you don't overcorrect. Of course, this did not go according to plan. This is not what they've been building to through their entire offseason schedule, but it's still also just one game. So don't throw everything in the garbage and start all over. Don't throw out all the hard work from the previous offseason. Stay the course, fix what went wrong, improve, and move on to week 2.
To throw is Flacco. And this ball incomplete on third down.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
Out comes Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense to take over once more. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. On the ground, it's Brown. He'll get about 2. The linebacker, Jerome Baker, there to make the play.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 8. Play action now. It's Burrow. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes. The rookie out of Michigan, Mason Graham, paying immediate dividends with a sack in his first NFL game.
So after picking up some positive yardage on first down, they end up going backwards on second. That sack now brings up 3rd and long, and what most of the time is a very pass-happy situation, makes them very one-dimensional.
Oh, this pass rush dialed in right now. They get him again. Malik Collins working his way in to register his first sack of the new season. The Bengals ready to punt this one away, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch is called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. The Browns offense about ready to take over once more. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. On first down, they'll start out with Algier. And he'll get this to about the 36-yard line. Veteran Trey Hendrickson there on the stop. 2nd down, they need 7. Here's Flacco to throw. Open man, and that's Tillman. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Now Flacco. That's to the open man. It's Tillman. He's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
That's good for A. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. That complete to Algier. And he'll be ridden out of bounds after a gain of 6. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. Up the middle, here's Fuller. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Dax Hill up from the secondary to end the play.
Brings up third.
They'll try and run for the first down. It's 4. A gain there of 13 yards.
13 yards on the play.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
They'll run once more with 4. He is out of bounds. They have worked it inside the 50. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10.
Another Browns first down.
Flacco to throw. And he's going to be taken down back at the 20-yard line.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They'll throw out of the gun. He'll throw it left and has his running back fighting for the goal line. They're going to stop him just short, but he has picked up the first down.
That's good for another Cleveland Browns.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw, and he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
We were talking during the break, Mike. We felt that this was kind of a do-or-die drive. They felt like they needed to come away with the touchdown here, and now they're showing a little life.
Yeah, a little bit of belief, don't you think? Everyone on that field knows they've been a part of a comeback before. It's a pretty big mountain, but a good way to get started here to begin this half. Now Hopkins on to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Browns are able to cut the deficit to 10.
31. Browns 21.
Scott, thanks. Probably a tough halftime for the defensive coordinators, trying to do something to slow down these offenses. What a show they put on in the first half. The Bengals offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, try to add to it. It begins with first down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. In trouble, and down he goes. Malik Collins. He works his way in to record the 2nd sack of his young career.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And they're going to get him a second time. He goes down again.
So as they face this possible 3-and-out following that 2nd down sack, now if you're the quarterback, you've got to be thinking, get the ball out of my hand, find a matchup I like downfield to try to push this ball past the sticks and keep this drive alive.
Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. Open right side is likely. Wow, a pretty good comeback to say the least. Not enough for a first down, but a really solid pickup. And it brings us to 4th down. Now the return. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Browns offense and Jerome Ford getting set to take over once more. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Started with 1st and 10. And he'll get forward for a couple. It is Logan Wilson up to make the play.
34-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 8. They'll look to throw. He'll let it go deep left sideline. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. 3rd, they need 8.
Geno Stone on the coverage.
Here's Flacco. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
At this stage of the game, things haven't been going your way, so one more mistake, it could just be too much to overcome. So a nice decision there. Just throw it away out of bounds and give your team a fighting chance.
The Browns getting their punting team out there, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. The Bengals offense ready for this next possession. They'll start out 1st down and 10. A carry here for Brown. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Now Brown. And a good one here. He'll be marked down up past the 25-yard line. A pickup of 12 yards. It's a Cincinnati 1st down. They'll stay on the ground. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 2. They go play action for Burrow. This ball batted away. That's incomplete. The backfield empty here for 3rd and 2. Burrow. Out to his right. He is going to have a Bengals 1st down by a couple of yards as they convert on 3rd and 3.
A gain of 5. 1st down, Cincinnati.
Now give on the ground. He'll push forward for about a yard. The linebacker, Jerome Baker, there to make the play.
Brings up 2nd down.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 8. Burrow. He's going to be taken down here. The defense comes up with a sack on the final play of this 3rd quarter. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. This a must-stop for this defense. Facing 3rd and long. They bring Chase in motion. Throwing now on 3rd and long. Oh, that may be the break they needed. That one's intercepted. Picked off by Ronnie Hickman. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
So you do a great job all game long. You build up a lead here late in the 4th quarter, but now you get sloppy. This turnover all of a sudden brings a renewed sense of energy to your opponent, who a minute ago thought this game was over, and now they got a little life.
Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They can get back into this quickly now. Very short field ahead. It is 1st and 10. Flacco. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain before stepping out of bounds. He'll look to throw. That's caught over the middle by Johnson. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for this with Algier. He is going to have a Browns first down. They're able to convert, albeit not by much, but they get it on 3rd and a yard.
The Browns first down. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
That is caught out wide on the RPO. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now they'll set up to throw. He pulls it in around the 5. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd.
It's the quarterback with the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Now on comes Dustin Hopkins in a pressure situation. This to get back to a 1-possession game. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And they are indeed back within 1 score.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get 3.
He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Bengals offense back onto the field for their next possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. Terrific start to this drive. Gain of 23 and a first down.
3 yards. And a Bengal first down.
Right back to him on first down. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 9. Working out of the gun, Burrow. To the left side, caught by Chase. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Bengals.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
2nd down, Burrow. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
Throwing is Burrow. They'll set up the screen to Brown. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down.
Well, when you call a screenplay, of course, you're looking to catch the defense off guard and pick up a chunk play. You're not thinking you're actually going to find yourself going backwards, but that's exactly the case here, and really nice job by the defense sniffing that one out.
And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And that could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage. McPherson now, after making the field goal, is set to kick this one off. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. And he'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop. The Browns offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Here's Flacco to throw. Open man, and that's Tillman. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
An 8-yard gain brings up 2nd down at the 31-yard line.
A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
He is going to have a Browns first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert on 3rd and 1.
Browns, first down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Flacco. That's over the middle and caught by Judy. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. 17 yards, the gain there. First down, Cleveland. On play action, he'll set up to throw. They're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield. The NFL sack leader from a year ago, Trey Hendrickson, in there to bring him down. And that's his first sack of the year. To throw is Flacco. A throw caught by Judy on the outside. 3rd and 10.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Flacco to throw. That complete to Algier. And he's going to get awfully close to the first down marker, but appears just to be a few inches short.
Brings up 4th down and less than a yard.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. He'll take a shot here for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the 4th. But they will turn it over on downs. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense. They're going to get set to take over once more. And they have done all you could ask for. Closing in on a road victory to start the campaign as they try to finish things off here in quarter number 4. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
To Chase Brown. A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Cincinnati.
A first down throw for Burrow. Short, complete to Likely. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Isaiah Likely.
Here's 1st and 10.
And the Bengals first down.
On the toss, they give it to Moss. And he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line.
Brought down back at the 45-yard line.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. They'll drop to throw. We'll find Brown out of the backfield. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
A gain of 26
So
yards.
fresh out of the 2-minute warning, they'll use another timeout on this side of it at 1:55. Now a run on first down. And now at 1:52, the defense will pull the plug there as they take a timeout.
So these situations, Mike, are always very tricky for a play caller. Of course you want to keep the clock moving. You're just trying to run the game out and maintain this lead, but you also don't want to become overly predictable. So with the defense just selling out to stop the run, I think they have to mix in a few high completion percentage passes to just at least keep them off balance.
The Browns going to use the last of their timeouts now. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Back up to the 3. It's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And this one ruined quickly. Take them back to the 5-yard line.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
So this one, a win for the visiting Bengals. They move to 1-0 as they earn this victory in the division, no less, here in Week 1. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.